Hello everybody, I'm finally doing a tutorial on the speedrun of this game. I have been running it on and off for about 2 years now, so I guess I'm qualified. I'm also current world record holder. Let's hope that doesn't change, right Laudem? Well, anyways, let's get started. I can't tell you where to acquire the game. I'm sure someone in the Discord will be happy to oblige in finding the game, but this is the setup once you get the game. So, if you go to your install folder of The Amazing Spider-Man, you're gonna see all of this. And you're gonna see ASM Launcher and then game.exe. What you want to do is go to your ASM Launcher, change name, change it to something else, ASM Launcher old, and change game.exe to ASM Launcher. What this will do is skip this launcher entirely and go straight into the game. This is also nice to have because that will also skip the 2 GB limit you would have on the launcher. Another way to get rid of that is there's a file called videodetection.bll. You can delete that, and that will also skip the 2 GB limit on the graphics card. I mean, if you have a 2 GB graphics card, good on you. But anyways, language doesn't really matter as far as we can tell. I'm gonna put it to English just for clarity. Sometimes I like running in a different language. Doesn't matter. Resolution doesn't matter what you want. Graphics preset doesn't really matter. VSync, suggest turning it off. Supposedly it helps with crashes, but I have zero proof of that. I don't like depth of field, I don't like motion blur. Everything else is whatever you would like it to be. Now this button stops working because I renamed my game.exe. But now every time I go into game.exe, well, ASM launcher, sorry, it'll just launch the game. Another thing you can do is go into videos and then take all of these files that are usually here. Activision intro, Beanox intro, Columbial intro, intro.usm, and Marvel intro.usm. Put them in a folder, name them something else, and it'll skip the stupid intro cutscenes. Assuming you don't manually exit the game, this is allowed. I suggest removing those because this game crashes quite often and I don't like watching the intro cutscenes. Another thing you gotta do for New Game Plus, go to speedrun.com, go to The Amazing Spider-Man, go to Resources, and download the New Game Plus save file. And then head to your 212580 storage, and it'll be right here. It'll just have asm_save.fpop. If you don't have this file, play the first level, and then you should have it. Just take the file download here, paste it in here, and then you have New Game Plus enabled. Alternatively, you can play the game all the way up to 100% if you want. It takes about 8 hours. Then, if you really want to get into it, you can download the splits, enable auto splitter and that stuff, but that's more technical. I'm not going to explain that. You can ask in the Discord if you have no experience with live split. Anyways, let's get into the game. Another thing I can note is that there are runners that run keyboard. There's also runners that like running controller, like myself. It really doesn't matter, it's personal preference, it's not faster, it's not slower. In-game settings, put the difficulty to human. Now, for New Game Plus, you're gonna want to press continue. Also, I have added a controller display because I quite like having a controller display when I'm personally learning a game and I don't have a controller display. It's a lot harder. Outfit doesn't really matter, to be honest. They don't have any special abilities like in the new Spider-Man games. New Game Plus is basically playing most levels in this list. You're gonna have to manually select them every time. Timing will start as soon as you press Enter or A. So you want to skip the cutscene as fast as possible. You can start holding the cutscene skip button as soon as you press Go here. And then you want to hold Web Rush, which is RB for me. And then let go as soon as the camera starts zooming in. And then it's going to do this cutscene, and then hold Web Swing. And move to that door. And then you just gotta like hang out here until the dialogue's finished. You can in this game is programmed really well, so sometimes you'll randomly get a cutscene, the dialogue game. Anyways, keep holding web swing, move to the left, go over here, keep going, and then we're gonna hit a cutscene here. And skip the cutscene. Okay, now we're not gonna follow the intended path. Instead, we're gonna do the first out of bounds. There are multiple ways of getting out of bounds in this game. Highly dependent on what area you are in, is which one you want to go for, which version. Okay, so once you've skipped the cutscene, you want to hold RB, go up here, make sure you're all the way against the ceiling, press B, turn right, then you want to press dodge, hold right, up against the wall, and when you see his upper body going through the ceiling, you want to hold web zip again, so like this. And then you want to aim right about at that wall. And then you clip through. When you're zipping, you can cancel it halfway through by pressing jump. So as soon as you fly through that wall here, you want to cancel it and then zip again towards that vent. So to repeat the steps, get on a wall at the ceiling, press B to turn around, turn to the right, press dodge, press into the wall, and hold web zip. And then aim over there. Press A at the right time, and then zip or web swing this way. There's also a slightly harder version of that skip, which is aiming directly towards the vent you're supposed to crawl out of at a later section. Which is there. And you'll see that this skip is far more inconsistent than the other one. But you could do it. And then you're gonna hit that cutscene trigger on the vent. Skip this cutscene and spam web retreat. And then web zip them. Send about in the middle and swing. If you do that right, you can get all of them in a single swing. And then go over here, and suddenly Gwen is here. You'll skip the cutscene again, interact with Gwen, and take her this way to the cutscene. And then there's this very interesting unskippable cutscene. Okay, When this cutscene is about to end and Spider-Man starts walking, you can spam the back button. And that'll close the phone as fast as possible. And then you're gonna spawn back in. Another thing I can note is that you can press down once. Just keep spamming down when you're selecting a level, or you can hold it. Holding it is slightly faster. Anyways, the next level is the S01 fight. So this level starts with a cutscene, and after that cutscene, you want to spam web zip towards the robot's face. And then swing to the left, and get this eye. And swing to the right, and get that one. And then you want to get up high, and behind the robot. You want to stay right about against his butt, and then get that one as well. That's the first phase. And then the next phase of this fight, you want to hold back and try to actually get hit by the laser. That'll progress this fight along faster. And then get his eye, and you can just spam the attack button. You don't gotta dodge. Even though the game says so. And then for this, you wanna just spam webs as fast as you can at all of the legs. And try not to get hit by the laser in the meantime. Now, the camera can and will fight you in this section, if you're on controller. And then go towards his face and do another zip. Okay, on to the next level, Beloit Psychiatric Hospital. This is once again a level that immediately starts with a cutscene. So just immediately start holding menu once you load in. And then for this level, you want to start by swinging back left and landing on this wall. So another thing I have not mentioned yet is depending on your timing of moving left, you will get a different result. If I press Y and left with a delay, I'll go up the wall. If I press Y and immediately left, I'll go into the wall slightly. This is what we want for this skip, to be inside of the wall. So press Y and immediately go left. And then aim somewhere at this curved ceiling. That'll make you stick to it. You're gonna want to press jump and then swing over here towards these two doors and this grate in the middle. You want to get on this wall, press B, press Y, press left, and then as soon as you see him doing this pose on the wall, you can let go zip and it'll stick to it. And then you're kind of doing a blind move here, where you're going to want to aim slightly up, not too much, and then just go, and you'll see Dr. Connors in the out of bounds area. And somewhere about 5 meters behind him is a loading area. So go there, and then hit the loading area. Then you're going to spawn in here. I'm going to immediately turn around. And then we're gonna do the second variation on an out of bounds. The first one was get onto a wall and then clip into it. This one, we're gonna use a corner. So the general rule of thumb for this skip is to be on the wall next to the wall you want to clip into, and not on the current wall you want to clip into. So what you're gonna do is, if you aim up now, you can see that he's slightly into the wall. This is not enough to clip in. If you get on the wall, you can see the same weird thing happening. What you want to do is, in the period that he starts climbing on the wall, you want to hold web zip. So, there. And then you can position him more out of bounds. And if you wait too long, he'll sometimes push himself back inbounds, but not right now. So get on the wall, and then as soon as he starts climbing, hold RB. And then make sure his knee, his left knee, is also inside of the wall. Otherwise, you'll clip back inbounds most of the time. This out of bounds is pretty forgiving, so it works here. But not all out of bounds are like this. So get on the wall, hold RB when he's climbing, and then clip through. Now you want to shoot down, and then cancel your zip about halfway through, and then turn around, and then you're gonna see this orange area here, and a corridor right next to it. That corridor is where we want to be. So, now to repeat in fluent motion. And then you can zip over there. And then you're going to land here. Absolutely make sure you hit this checkpoint trigger, as seen by the loading icon on the left. If you don't, the next area where we're going to go in doesn't spawn. And then go in here. And press the button. Skip the cutscene, walk to the left, jump, swing, swing, and then spam this guy with webs. That's the fastest way to get rid of him. And then once you leave this window, this cutscene will trigger. Hit him, turn towards that wall, and web him up as well. Then, if you want, you can already kill one of these guys. Go towards this guy, and also web him up. That guy, web him up. And then a lot of people are gonna collect. You can pick up an item, throw it, and then just signature move as much as you can. And throw the other guys. And then you can skip this cutscene. And that's Beloit Psychiatric Hospital done. On to the next level. Oscorp Archives. This level doesn't start with a cutscene, so you can hold up, because that's where we need to go. And it starts with this not too interesting climbing section. We're gonna get here, and we're gonna learn Stealth Takedown. Just kill him, get off of the ceiling, and now we're gonna clip into this area. This is already an out of bounds area, even though it doesn't look like it. Because this transition between this ceiling and that one is so thin, you don't even have to use web zip. can just get up here, press Y, press left, and just crawl over. So now we're in the out of bounds area. This corner, for some reason, despawns this area. And then you're gonna fall down. I'm gonna see this elevator. And then there's, at the bottom, a wall that slightly sticks out more down than the rest. You want to be about halfway down that wall when you're falling. So you're going to want to fall this way. Excuse me. You're going to want to fall this way. No, that's still too high. You're going to want to fall down this way. And that'll spawn in this area. If you're really unlucky, you'll clip inbounds right there. And you'll have to reload the save. But once you get into this area, by falling into the right trigger, you want to zip towards that wall. And you'll probably hit this vent right here, and hit the checkpoint inside of it. As soon as you hit the checkpoint, you can press restart in the menu. Okay, let's repeat that a bit more fluently. Stealth takedown. Drop from the ceiling. Jump up to the ceiling. Clip through. Go into that corner. Despawn it. And then drop down here. Load in the area. Go in there. And hit this checkpoint. And press restart. And then, in this area, you're gonna wanna skip the cutscene, jump over him, hit him a couple times, swing him, and do a signature move. Wait on this door, and press zip as soon as the door opens. And then you can zip here again. And then she'll start talking. To skip dialogue, you can get hit by this thing on purpose. So he skips his "sure, no problemo" line. There is a risk that you get murdered, though. As soon as he says Chivalry's taking a time out until these cross species are stopped, this door will open, and you're gonna wanna web zip towards the guy on the walkway, and then punch him, and signature move him. So this guy, this guy, and then this cabinet thing, signature move these three. And then, depending on RNG, the third guy will be on the right or the left. A move that you can always make is take the canister and throw it at him. Or you can try swinging him around. Like this. If you kill the third guy, do not start climbing over things. And do not get on the railing. Because Spider-Man is supposed to teleport after this fight. And he will not teleport if you're on the railing or climbing something. And then hold up in this cutscene, and you'll start walking already. A thing I haven't mentioned is anytime you're on flat ground, swinging will be faster than walking. And jumping is mildly faster than walking, as far as I can tell. For the next area, we're gonna swing into here, and then just ignore the first panel, immediately go to the one in the laser pool, and go in here. And the door will close. You're supposed to press that button, and then go into that corridor, and then there's a cutscene. That's slow. So the faster method is get on this ceiling, press B, press Y, press left, go into the ceiling, and then hit the pose where he's like hanging off of the wall and not against the wall. This one is more consistent. And clip in here. This is where the cutscene usually takes place. This room also has no ceiling, so you can just leave. And then follow this corridor that's below me. So we come from there, follow that corridor, and then immediately go into this area with C1. Land, interact with this canister, and do the moves on everyone. Now, there's going to be a section with a lot of enemies, and most of what we're going to do is we're going to zip, punch them once, and then web them onto the wall. If at any point during your web zip you press attack, he'll do the 5-punch combo, and then you'll have to do a special move to finish him. So the fastest method is go to the left, web strike, and then zip them up, web them up if you can. Note that on doors they do not stick, as you just saw. And go to that one, punch, web them up, punch, web them up, punch, web them up, punch, web them up. You see? Just do that the entire time. And also about in this order as well. This seems to be the most consistent order for me. Whenever they're in front of a door, you want to slightly turn so you can make sure they don't fly into a door. Also, you have to... here, a good example. Sometimes you won't go over there, but it'll be here. So what you want to do here is just do the combo and then stick him like that. Like, as far as I can tell, only that enemy can sometimes not be in place. At the end, if you see that no enemy is coming out of here, that means you're on to the last couple of enemies. So hit this guy, web him, and then you'll get the cutscene. You can skip this one, and then get there as fast as possible. And then you get an unskippable cutscene. What you want to do here is hold web swing and hold back. And you'll immediately be going the right way. And then immediately fall off to the left here. Skip the cutscene. Web retreat. Go towards him and then do the 5-hit combo. Special move. Go back up to Whitney. And go back down. And that's all Scrub Archives. Now, on to the best level, West Pumping Station. This level starts with us on the ground, so you want to hold web swing and up when you start this one. And you'll be going the right way. Land here, and interact with this. That'll give you a cutscene. Interact with it again, and then zip that way. And then when you get over this corner, you want to zip that way again. And then you're supposed to do all this pathfinding, but we don't really care. You just want to head immediately to the left. And get up here. And then we're gonna do the out of bounds where you hold left really fast after you press Y. So you're into the wall. And then you want to aim in this out of bounds area right there. And wait until you get pushed through the wall. Land here. I want to aim up and out of bounds. And then you want to look over there, where you can see a lot of building, a lot of square building. You don't want to go to the wet section. You don't want to go to this short section. You want to go to that long square section. You can try zipping, which is slightly faster. And then when you get to this area, you'll get another checkpoint. Now, I'll do that a little bit more smoothly. Okay, we're swinging along. Zip that way. Go into this thing that says 41. Get on the wall. Press left immediately. Wait until you're clipped. Land here. Aim up. Shoot up there. And then go towards this long section. And then fall in here. Now, because we skipped a lot of loading triggers, the next area doesn't load in unless we restart checkpoint here. And then out of this loading screen, you want to be holding web swing and web swing up. So R2 and L2 for me. And go to the right. Go in here. And then you can zip again. Zipping is even faster than web swinging, but you can't chain it quite well. So you only want to do it right at the end of your swing into a checkpoint or into a cutscene trigger like this. And then go over here, interact with this wheel. And swing over here. Intended path is that way and all the way around, but we can see pretty much the end of the level through this grate. So you want to get on this wall and do the corner clip again. So hold. As soon as he starts climbing, hold web slip. Put his character through the wall. And for this one, you also want to aim kind of down and land into the next area. So we were just there, now we're here. Now, the next area is behind these gates, which are closed right now. If you walk right here, you hit a trigger that'll spawn in the area behind the gates. So, right about this ledge. If you go over there, you get a cutscene with the lizard, which will open the gates. But watching cutscenes is slow. So what you can do is get on this box, do the corner clip again, and then turn as far right as you can. And then you'll go out of bounds. Out of bounds, you'll see this area with like a moon. This is where the rat fight takes place. Now, I'll do that a little bit more smoothly. So, to repeat. Swing into this area. Get on these boxes. Do one out of bounds. And get on this ledge. Get back on this box. Clip out of bounds again. And go right. And then go into this area and just attack vermin from here. This skips the cutscene starting the fight, but it doesn't matter. He'll fight you anyways. And then really just spam attacks at him jump when he you want to jump when he crashes back in to the fight, and then just keep spamming, like never dodge unless he does the multiple dodge thing, in which you want to not spam Y, not spam dodge, but just hold back and then press it. And he'll roll backwards and he'll skip that interaction of the multiple dodges. I hope this comes up in the next Vermin fight, which I expect it will, because it takes slightly longer. And then get up here. Now for not really that interesting of a level. It's just follow the rats. What you want to do is just go over this building. Go over these two brown buildings. And then just get low to the ground and do these type of swings. And then at the end, you'll see the rats turn left, which is also where you want to turn left. In this cutscene, right at the end, after Vermin drops down in the sewers, there's a black screen. During that black screen, you can move. And you want to jump and go forward a little bit. You really have to get a feel for it. And if you get lucky, or are pretty good at knowing where Spider-Man is, you can get a hole in one and go into the sewer immediately. Web zipping towards the sewer is slow. I always recommend walking into it. So I'm going to try to maneuver myself in this black screen. Okay, kinda. And yeah, you just want to drop down, that's where. And then for this one, you want to hold web swing and forward. Get a cutscene. Move on here. And then once again, there's this web searching thing area. We're not going to do that. We're going to turn and go towards the hole on the wall with the yellow graffiti. Jump on this wall. And then we're going to do the delayed clip. And you're going to keep moving up slowly because of this. And you want to get on this edge right here. But not too far in, because that'll clip you back inbound. Get on this edge and hold back. And it'll clip out of bounds fully. The next area we want to go to is right about that way. Whatever you do, don't swing into this area, because you'll get locked back into the falling down into the sewers animation. So swing that way. And then you're going to see in front of me this yellow line. You kind of want to drop inbounds before the yellow line. And then you should hear a gate closing. A gate closing, which is that gate. If you don't hear it, the next area will not be loaded in. So you have to reload the checkpoint. Let's do that again a bit more smoothly. So, area with the yellow graffiti. Clip out of bounds. Go over here. Drop down. Hear a gate closing. And then zip that way. If you didn't hear the gate closing, restart checkpoint right here. If you did, you can move on. If you clipped inbounds in the right area, you should always hear it. Now, go that way. drop down, swing over here. Now, the intended area is to do a really slow crawl. You can skip the crawling section. We're going to clip through this gate. Want to get into the corner here. And then see where he's as far into the wall as possible. And land. Hold down. So we're gonna go down, cancel it, turn to the left, and do another zip. Like this. And then you're gonna see this boss fight area again, just like in the first section. Let's do that a little bit more smoothly. So, whoops. Get in here. Swing over here. Swing over here. Whoops. Get into this corner. Click there. Aim down. That way. Cancel. That way. And then you can just start the fight. Just punch him, like before. I want to show off the multiple dodge thing. Yeah, just when he does that, just dodge backwards and it'll skip the multiple dodge thing. And just, yeah, just punch him as much as you can, really. You can get lucky when he charges towards you with a well-timed punch, and then you won't get knocked back. But that's pretty much RNG. Okay, the next level is Hunter Fight. This level is quite RNG based. Because there are 3 hunters. The first phase is pretty consistent. Just hit him 3 times and then you can deactivate him. The second phase, one of them probably is going to do that orb attack and like completely delay your punches on them. And that's going to lose you time. He's pretty much guaranteed to do it once. If you get unlucky, he's going to do it twice. But yeah, let's get right into it. Skip the cutscene. And then just spam webs at him until he gets vulnerable. And press web strike as soon as you can, pretty much. And just follow him. Follow him around. He'll go in a pretty random path every time. And then deactivate Hunter, just spam the fuck out of the attack button. And then you'll get a cutscene, and then you gotta wait a little bit more for the second phase. Yeah, that's the orb attack I was talking about. That's great. Just follow the other one. Really. Also, I would try avoiding the park, because the hunters really like following the roads in the park, and it gets very chaotic very fast. You can kinda guide them by going the other way yourself, but in New Game Plus, that really isn't worth it. In any percent, it definitely is, because it actually matters where you finish, but in New Game Plus, it doesn't. Yeah, nice. Got another one. That's unfortunate. If you're in that area that explodes, you die immediately, by the way. It doesn't just do damage. So if you're inside of it, get out of there as quick as possible. And then once you've done all three, that's this level finished. Okay, after that RNG level, there's one of the shortest levels in the game. Oscorp Tower Part 2. This is gonna start with a phone call from Gwen, which you can't skip, you just gotta wait it out. Once this phone call is finished, you want to get on this wall next to this mold. You want to kind of line up his head about here, like slightly below this line. And then try doing the out of bounds where you go to the left immediately. And then land inside the out of bounds area. If you take too long to let go of web zip, it'll clip back inbounds. After that, you want to go up. And then kind of align yourself along the diagonal of this room. And then go that way. And there'll be a checkpoint in mid-air, which you can hit. I'm gonna try doing that smoothly. Sometimes you won't get the clip, and then you'll land down there, just like I did. You have time for dropping down twice if you're lucky, but usually it's just once. And we'll back out of bounds. And go up. Kind of align yourself like this. And you can zip your way out here. And hit the trigger. If after like long enough outside you'll think like, damn, I'm really far, just turn back and zip that way and you'll probably hit it. It's like right about this distance away, I'd say. Anyways, as soon as you hit that, you can restart checkpoint and the Scorpion fight will start. Scorpion fight, he'll start by lunging at you. And then you'll have to do a dodge. And then just punch him, but do dodge whenever he does an attack. Try to get out of his way when he does those red undodgeable attacks. Oh, by the way, same thing applies for the multiple dodge thing. Just roll back if you can. Once that fight ends, you can go there, down here, down there, and then zip towards the exit. And that is already this level done. I know that went by really fast. Then for the next fight, it's S02. Gonna start. This level is gonna start with a cutscene, and you wanna swing a bit to the left. And he has a bit of RNG on where he spawns. If you get lucky, he'll spawn closer. If you get unlucky, he'll spawn farther away. We try manipping him into spawning closer by swinging to the left, but that doesn't always work. So yeah, he spawned pretty close this time. And then just spam some webs at this blue fan. And after you damage him once, you want to get as close to the ground as possible, because that'll give you the fastest interaction here. And then just spam dodge and press RB. And then in the second part, he's probably gonna spawn somewhere to your left. Yep. And bang! He's done. And then go back to the ground. And that's the first phase done. And then just kind of just gotta wait for the next cutscene to trigger. This cutscene is not skippable. Swing towards them, zip, and now you can skip the cutscene. For this phase, you just want to spam webs. In the first section, he's gonna claw at you, and then dodge, web strike, and just spam the web button. And then he's gonna do his weird laser attack. You want to get into this, against this wall, and jump over, and that'll make him stay. And then kill him again. And then the third phase is usually the claws, but it can also be the laser, depending on how much you've webbed him. It's the claws, okay. If you get the laser attack twice, for some reason the manip where he stays in the corner doesn't work a second time. So you have to just dodge him. Just dodge the laser like you would in real life, you know. And then in the last section, it's just get the antenna and throw it at his face. Okay, next up, Oscorp Biological Labs. One of the hardest levels in the game. What you want to do is hold swing and hold up swing. Keep holding it. And get on this wall. And then do the regular out of bounds. And make sure he's in this pose when you're aiming at the wall. So that'll make him stick better. First off, I will be showing the hard version of the skip. It adds 2 out of bounds to the easy version. Get to that corner. And do the corner out of bounds. If you wait slightly, sometimes you'll get pushed more into the wall. So like this, it will not work for clipping out of bounds, but like this, it will. And then once you're in the wall, you can aim to your left, and there'll be an interact. This is actually a fridge, that's right there. So you want to let go, and he'll throw it at the thing, and then you can stun this guy as well. And then do some more damage. And then get into the next corner and clip out of bounds again. And then once again, find something you can throw. And destroy that one. And then another out of bounds clip. Get on the wall here, and then just aim out into the void. Cancel it and turn back around. And then you're gonna try to clip back inbounds right here. Kill this guy. And then break this. And get in this corner. And then get onto that thing, throw it, destroy it, and then break this one as well. And then as soon as you get this cutscene, you can restart checkpoint to make Spider-Man spawn in the right area. Okay, now for one of the harder out of boundses, you're gonna get into this corner and then clip through the ceiling. This ceiling clip works with reverse logic. So we're gonna crawl onto the wall we want to clip out of, instead of crawling on the wall next to it. So get into this corner, aim up there, and then turn the camera. You're gonna want to wait until he's straight into the back wall, which I didn't get here. So get in here, and then wait for him to turn. And then get out of bounds, and shoot into the far. And shoot like somewhere out of bounds. Somewhere out of bounds that is parallel to where we were. So let's do that again so I can maybe explain it a little bit better. Alright. Get against this wall. And then he'll turn, and once he's like fully out of bounds, looking straight that way, you can let go. And it still didn't work, actually. Okay. At a certain point, you'll finally clip out of bounds, and then want to aim somewhere out of bounds, parallel to where you're facing. And then you're gonna see this tube. You want to go right alongside it, not inside of it, to hit the checkpoint. That checkpoint is also a loading trigger for the next area. Okay. So, hit the checkpoint trigger, and then go a bit out that way. And then there's this black void. You want to clip slightly inside of it. And then you're gonna see, or like not see, all these white rooms with blue lights. You want to go towards the end. Into this slightly smaller room. And that's just a corner, pretty much. And then hit a checkpoint inside of it. This was the hard version. Okay, time for the easy version. This one is gonna head straight down here and trigger this cutscene. And then you're gonna aim up at the ceiling in pretty much the middle of this window. And you're gonna see all these lines. You want to go to this line. And then you're gonna do pretty much the same as what we did for the first out of bounds in Oscorp Archives. Just crawl over. And then you'll land here, and you're gonna try to sneak attack this guy. Or fail and just punch him. And then destroy this object. Get into this corner and do an out of bounds. Try to interact with this fridge. Throw it. Stun him. And destroy this one. And then get into this corner again. Try to clip out of bounds. And then you just want to shoot out of bounds wherever Spider-Man was aiming. Cancel it, turn back around. So this is where we just were. We're going to now head this way. You can immediately just aim at this object that's currently invisible. You'll grab it and throw it, and then kill this guy. And then destroy this generator. And then do this out of bounds. And once again, pick up an object, throw it, kill him, and destroy this. Alright, when this next cutscene starts, you can reload checkpoint, and it'll put you closer to where you gotta be. Now, a thing I have to explain here for the easy tutorial is if you zip, he'll do this roll and pause. If you hold forward, you can cancel that. So just hold forward and he will not do the landing pose. I promise this is important. So what you want to do is try to get all of these things in one go. So destroy the first one. As soon as you land a hit, you want to enter the web zip mode. And you're going to want to go that way. And then destroy that. And then zip web zip mode again. Destroy that. And then go that way. And destroy that as well. And then you'll barely live. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, destroy that one, maybe that one if you feel like it, and then press web retreat. Wait until the electricity is over, zip to that one, and then destroy it. Now, fall down here, go around the corner, and then we have to wait for that guy to go around the corner. And then we're going to go to this corner and do the out of bounds here. You want to aim down on that one. And then you look to your left and there's these rooms. White rooms with blue lights. You want to go all the way to the back one. This back one that is slightly less tall, that is basically just a corner. Land inside of it and reload your checkpoint. Here is where the hard and the easy version meet. Unfortunately, this out of bounds is still required on the easier version. Want to get onto this wall, walk into here, and then try and clip out of bounds. Like that. And now he's chilling out of bounds. If you aim down, the clip has far less chance to work than aiming slightly more parallel. So I'm going to aim slightly below that floor and clip out of bounds. And then I'm going to regain my height. And you're going to want to look for that circle area. Or you can sometimes spot a gate or something from here. So you just want to go there and then clip M bounce into this pretty much the same area as where we just escaped from. Let's do that more smoothly. So, go to this wall, lean, get your character out of bounds, get fully out of bounds, go up and over, and then, man, this is gonna be totally based on feel, yeah. Sometimes kinda gotta move around because of all this despawning and spawning of things, but you want to get as close to the right gate as possible. Because about halfway through this area, there's a trigger that will enable the electricity. That'll enable the detection of Spider-Man. We don't want that, of course. So just destroy these two. Oh, by the way, for the people that watch the hard version, if you web zip somewhere, he'll do this landing animation. And it'll delay your punches. Well, not always, but it has the chance to delay your punches. So if you if you hold forward, it'll just skip that animation entirely. Which is nice, because you'll have less chance of dying in the next area. So zip there, hold forward, and just start punching. As soon as you land your last hit, go to the next one, and punch this one. They're gonna complain about not being able to hold it much longer. What you can do, as soon as this cutscene ends, jump onto the wall, press B, press Y, clip in, aim about in that corner, that wall-ish area, and you'll clip in. Then for the blue shields, you want to web them and then swing them around. Try to hit as many as you can with one swing. And then as soon as you kill all of the robots, you get a cutscene. And you want to swing over there, get as close as the upper edge of the ceiling as possible, and then aim up onto this. Whoops. Same with this. Sometimes you will, if you're too low, you will not see this Spider-Man zip thing. And then you just want to aim as high as you possibly can, and then zip twice. And then zip a bit here for a bit of speed, and skip the cutscene. Congratulations, you did the hardest level. Now, St. Gabriel's Bank. Not necessary to be completed. This level is a side quest, even though it's in the main line of levels to be selected. This is a side quest. Not needed to play. Then, the Spider Slayer fight. Pretty much identical to the Hunter fight. Except that there's an unskippable cutscene right at the start. Which, if you immediately go to restart, you save 2 seconds loadless. And then you're gonna want to go to the left and start webbing them up. A web strike whenever it's available. Once again, the orb attack is quite random. You're gonna see it at least once in this fight. Just spam webs and web strike as much as you can, really. Okay, you didn't see it, but I saw it on the minimap. One of them actually already did an orb attack. Luckily, that one didn't lose time because I was so focused on the other two. But if you get unlucky, then, like, on the very last one, you'll do it and waste time. Okay, I got lucky and only got one attack, which didn't lose time, so that's nice. If you do get another attack on the very last one, make sure you're not in the blast radius or you're gonna die instantly and gotta do the entire fight again. Okay, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but his dialogue got cut off like halfway through. That's just a thing that happens. Entirely randomly. On any dialogue, it can happen. And we cannot control it. Anyways, on to the longest level. Oscorp Robotic Facility. Also, not that glitch-ridden, because Spider-Man's powers are just taken away. During that loading screen, you can hold up to instantly start moving, by the way. I forgot to do that. Yeah, just follow along. And then you get here. As soon as you see the camera change, you can skip the cutscene. Okay, for this section, you want to get onto the wall as high as you can. And then do the regular skip. And then keep holding it until your cursor turns white. And if you let go then, you'll clip onto the ceiling. You'll clip through the ceiling onto this one. And then you might notice if you hold RB, he'll always straighten out. We don't want that. We just want to tap RB and go shooting into the sky. Clip through here. Doesn't have collision anyways. And land in this elevator thing. Smythe and Connor are just chilling here. So this side of the gate isn't solid. You want to clip inside slightly, but not too far. And hit this cutscene trigger. And then you want to waddle back in. That skips that fight entirely. Web that up, fall down, and get into this gate, into this crawling section. Okay, here. More crawling. Wait. Yeah, you gotta wait there for like half a second until it turns off. And just keep going. Try not to get hit by the steam. Except for at the very end. If you think, yeah, I can just walk through here while it's going full force, no you can't. You just die. Everywhere except for here, where you can crawl through that first one and skip the second one entirely. Another cutscene here, and then we're gonna meet Connors again. There is an out of bounds at which I am really, really bad, where you can skip destroying the prison cell generators, which I'm gonna try to show off. Pretty much, it's destroy those robots, get on here, put your face through the grate, and web strike the robot. I'm surprised that worked first try. So basically, destroy 2 robots, go onto the wall, put your face through the grate, and then web zip one of them. And then if you go that way into the tunnel, a cutscene will trigger. If you don't want to do that, which is understandable, I really do not like that out of bounds, you can just destroy the generators instead. So get one of them, get the other one, and that one. And there. And just destroy all 4, which I somehow still haven't done. And then you'll be forced into an automatic walking section. And hit the cutscene at the end. I'm once again gonna do the out of bounds. For maybe a slightly better demonstration than what I did the first time. Kill both of them, get on the wall, put your face through, and web strike. And then we're onto the end. And that'll immediately start the cutscene. There's 3 cutscenes which you have to skip here, and then just get in the middle of the fire, die as quickly as you can. And then another cutscene, skip, and walk to the left. As soon as you enter these stairs, you're able to run again. But we're gonna just jump the entire time. On the right, press Y, skip the cutscene, spam Y to get both of the knobs, whatever, levers, excuse me. Wait for the gate to open. Try not to die during this annoying camera change. And then the rest of this level is glitch-free. Just follow the intended path. And just keep jumping. Here, you can already snipe the control panel from here. And get on here, turn around, and shoot it. Skip this section. Shoot it again. Aiming and shooting webs on controller is slightly more difficult than on PC. But if I remember, I'll try making a video with a hand cam of how I do it. And then just this entire level is pretty much don't fall down. Can jump over these guys. And then we're gonna just rush through this turret section. You can make it. Climb here. And then you can just straight up jump over this railing. And skip a bit of walking. Interact with this console. Interact with that console. And then on this console, the interesting thing is it triggers a cutscene, but you still have movement. So what you want to do, pretty much blindly, is do this, walk to the right, walk to the left, jump over here, land pretty much here, and then go over there. Let's see if I can do it. I got stuck. It's supposed to be like this, and then you can go over here.
I have to find a way to get over there like a normal dude. What would Flash Thompson do?
And then just ignore all these enemies. Just run through. Follow the intended path here. I'll web this up. Web that one up. Okay, and then we get past a certain point on this area. The camera's gonna turn around, and then you can just let go of the controls. He'll keep walking. And that's finally the longest level done. And now, the best level in the game, Connor's Makeshift Lab. What you want to do is hold up, jump, go in here, skip the cutscene, and then this is supposed to be your hideout during the story with a level select board on your left. But because we're replaying this level, it'll automatically scroll past the leveled section. So what you gotta do here is press left once and then just spam A. You don't have to wait for the camera to scroll to the exit. You can just left and then spam A. Now, S03 also has 2 phases. I want to skip the cutscene, hold up. Another cutscene. Okay, now 2 robots are gonna spawn. You want to web them and throw them away. After killing those 2, you want to zip to Connors, open this, skip the cutscene, and then there's gonna be 3 robots, which you gotta web up and kill. And then help Connors again. In this phase, just get pretty close to him and just keep spamming webs. And that's pretty much all. And then as soon as he gets vulnerable, you press RB. And just repeat that 3 times. It doesn't really matter too much if you take a hit. He has to finish his attack sequence anyways. Okay, final phase. Okay, and that is this level, and then there's like a minute-long cutscene after it. Okay, now that that cutscene is finally over, we can go into the last level, Underground City. This one doesn't start with a cutscene, so you can hold up and web swing. And then you want to land about here, web that one up, and keep swinging. And then you can squeeze in between this collision and zip into this area.
Gwen must be waiting for me.
After that cutscene ends, we're gonna do another clip. I'm gonna turn left against this wall, go up onto that wall, and then turn J left. And then you want to clip yourself through and be parallel with Spidey and aim out of bounds. And you're gonna fly out of bounds. And then fall into the middle of this area here. And that'll start the fight. And then punch him if he doesn't like it. Pull the water drain. And then focus on Nessie right here. Skip the cutscene, and then once again we're gonna put all of our focus on Nessie. Just ignore all the other enemies, if you can. Sometimes that's not really possible, I know, but then you just wanna pull this. And that should help with being able to target Nessie. And then you can skip this cutscene and hold back and swing. And take a left turn here. Through this crawling section. And try to go up and not get hit. Basically impossible. Zip to the start of this section. Zip to the end of this section. And just swing through here. And then get on this wall again and crawl through. You can ignore these enemies and just swing into the area.
Here, Pete. Almost to the finish line.
After this cutscene, you can turn to the right, smack into that guy, web him against the wall, and then you want to grab the closest item to the most enemies. In this case, it's the tank, and web up as many enemies as you can. The remaining ones you can swing around or grab another item. And then after you hit him, you want to swing around and look for a fat guy with orange pants. That guy. Hit him and web him up. And there's usually two, so get that one as well. And then once you get all the so-called snipers, you can try the object approach again. And then once again, look around for a fat guy with a white shirt and orange pants. And they will remain on their platforms and keep shooting as well. So it's better to get rid of them. And then after you do that, throw another thing at them. And web them up. Maybe throw some enemies around. Okay. And then Connor will appear one more time. This time you can skip this cutscene, skip another cutscene, press interact, and then there's this unskippable cutscene. And when this unskippable cutscene finishes, there's a skippable cutscene. And then you can just punch him, do the avoiding multiple dodges thing. And then when you can interact, do so. Web zip towards that thing, spam your X button, dodge when prompted, wait, and then attack him again. Sometimes he'll get stuck in this unavoidable attack state, which is really annoying and loses time. But when he does a red attack, you should dodge that. Let me reload this fight to maybe trigger those undodgeable attacks. Yeah, that was one. Anyways, he's gonna jump on you, and then there's a really slow walking section through this sewer bit. Alright, when that's over, this next section is just spam web shoot until you're able to target the lizard. Just spam it, and then as soon as it gets vulnerable, web strike and just spam attack. Even when you're prompted to dodge, just attack. And then in this QuickTime event, the first one, just do nothing. And that'll save a couple seconds, because you're bound to fail it anyways. And then just spam a bit more. Sometimes it'll jump onto the middle platform, which is quite annoying. Web strike again, and then just spam attack. And for the second one, you do want to spam the attack when prompted. And that is the game, really. I hope this was clear. If you have any questions, you can always ask in the Spider-Man Speedrunning Discord. But that is gonna be it for me. Good luck learning this game.